What's going on, beautiful people? Put this up here. It is, let's say, I'd say it is day like 148, 149, somewhere there. And, yesterday was a good day, right? We got awarded 2 contracts, another 4.8K, and then another, 24K, right? And I think, business is sometimes tough because, at first, when you think about business, you think about doing the work. Or I'm going to just be speaking about the construction business. At first, you get so caught up in doing the work. And after a while, you need a person to go and, do the work, right? And then now you have to go and get the work. And it's tough because, at first, the work has to get done in order to make money. Now there's work that you can't even fulfill on. All right, so now you need to get other hands. So now your business is your business turned from you doing the work to getting so much work that you can't even fulfill it on your own. So now your business requires you to hire someone to do the work. That means hire someone to onboard them, hire someone to do run, basically now you have to build a employee manual. Now you have to, train them, right? So it seems like business is all of these inconsequential things once you get to certain thresholds. And, what's rather interesting, if, is, to me, business has been, we got awarded close to $30,000 in this job in this last week. But I was just scolded last. I made some wrong. I made some errors on my bidding, and now business is almost like staying on the phone for 25 minutes with a GC because you're submitting the wrong numbers, right? And I think that's that's kind of what business is at times. It's not always great. It's not always life's good. We're getting it done. Sometimes business is 6 o'clock. You've been working all day, and there's just at least 3-4 more hours of work, and you haven't showered, you're just about to get home, and then the next leg of work is starting. Sometimes that's what business is. Sometimes it's staying in front of your computer and you're pissed off because you're looking at the time, and every time you look down, an hour passes. Like, you're doing work and you look down, it's 8, it's 9, and then you got to be up early, right? And I think there are these waves of things that people don't realize, like, hey man, like we signed up for a very interesting journey, a journey that costs, there's a cost to it, and if it costs a lot, it really is tentative on you, right? And how creative you are and resourceful you are, and the resource is like cool. Like, we do epoxy and polished concrete, right? So when people say, I looked at a video and the guy was like, yeah, we love solving problems, and then proceed to not tell you any of the problems they're solving. Then they use like a lot of mumbo jumbo jargon, right? But the truth is a problem that you face would be, you take on a client. The scope of work is, I don't know, for us would be just a regular standard epoxy floor. When you run into a problem, would mean you grind down the floor and there's water. Well, that's an extra cost, but that wasn't talked about. So now you have to now go explain to the customer, if they don't put this down, you're walking off the job, right? So, but it's almost like you're strong arming them to just get what you want, right? So and I'm only saying this to say this, like, that business is solving problems, dealing with people. It's if a customer, has moisture issues and you didn't talk about it, your problem of the bane of your existence for that point in time that'll be really stressful is talking to that customer and letting them know that, this is what this costs, and I wouldn't recommend going forward. It would fail. We could put it down, but you're in essence asking us to do something that will fail. All right. Another thing that business is, that what business isn't, business at a certain point is doing the work, but on the highest level, it isn't. It's a paperwork, right? It's speaking to architects. It's speaking to GCs. It's going to luncheons. It's going to meetings, right? Like, it's shaking hands with other GCs. It's going to meetups and telling a mother of a guy that has a business, or he sits on a board, those are the people, like, you talk to them and you won't have traction for months. So, like, you're planting seeds in hopes that, you're gonna get something out of those conversations, or just, hey, I went to that event, didn't get nothing. So you're plugging away in hopes of things, and sometimes that's what business is. While you're working and while you're making money, you're trying to expand your network and get things done. So, the other thing with business is, it's making your job easier. It's looking for softwares that can do what you need done and to make the burden easier. Sometimes businesses, looking over time clocks and hours, like finding holes in the bucket. That's what business has been like for us this last few months. It's truly been where are the holes? Why is our payroll this high? The payroll is equivalent to, $35,000 of work, but it's not, because our payroll was like 10, 11K, and that amount of payroll is, it was literally eating up almost all the profit, like almost everything, and leaving you with, let's say if we had 20K revenue that week, after payroll, that's just payroll. So then you got gas, you have, credit card expenses. You're talking 3K. I left it from that. So it's like, man, you don't see people as as anything that they're not. But when you start seeing these payroll numbers creep up, right? You start adding an extra $500, $200 a week to the payroll. Like, you start seeing that drastically in 3 months, because that $200 that first month, that's nothing that first week, but you did 200 times 4 weeks, and then that's $800 extra a month, right? And then you're gonna do that times 3, so that's $2,400 that's coming out of the account extra. All right, now you're $2,400 short of what you expect it to be. Now you get an unexpected callback. Now that $2,400 is needed, and now you have all these payroll expenses. You have payroll climbing up slowly, but then you have a go back, you have a callback, and now you have to front the hours. All right, you have to front the product again, right? So now you're not negative, $2,400. You're negative $4,400, but you don't see that. Like, you didn't see the account being debited for that $2,400. But the thing is, you'll know it. You start realizing it after, when the water starts to just get really close to where your neck is. And I think I'm only explaining this because sometimes that's what business is people have these crazy exorbitant payroll costs to run the business that they're in, but they're making the same money that they made doing it by themselves, right? So it's almost like you're running a charity. It's like, wow, you're doing all this work for free, and like sometimes it's cool, like it sounds fun, but it's just almost like you become a father to you become a dad or a bank to these people that need money, and you're doing work, but there's no outcome for you. Well, hopefully you enjoyed this video. I have to get back to it, but this is the kind of stuff that I've going to be talking about in the future, and hopefully you guys enjoy it.